transition when everything is shifting. Hypersensitivity hitting a little different. Had it to hit with ignorance and running into brick walls. Wrestling with price tags and questioning the call. Talent take a back, see what's popping with that walk. How salty is your salt and how transparent is that talk? Cause there's a need to see a season breed from good stock. Equipped for fixing breaches and sprinkling seeds talks. Command the heavenlies on behalf of the broken lost. Overthrow depression, not letting go of the rock. Bitterness in the heart starts fidgeting and getting hot. This deliverance from God and your position is a part or a part of a greater word. Take away debating over church. Dang it, settle your search. Get your hip replaced and get to work. We never been rappers. Mixing up the method with the ID that I disease. Bananas in a tailpipe, poor hygiene. Yet I lean on the everlasting. Why everything you feel led to do always render in detachment. Folly making fragments. Divorces from attachments that leave us in a bracket of addicts to handy habits. Get us right, Lord. Break us from the inside. Bring life, Lord. Moving what you're made to do.
Yo, what's good? Let's go. It's Friday. Y'all know what time it is. It's Live Beyond the Beat with your girl, Dr. T.
Winnie, and the one and only, it's your girl, the Radical One. What's good? What's happening? Dang.
What you was doing? Rapping the song?
No, I was in my feelings, you know what I'm saying? Music had me there. The intro be having me in my feelings a little bit. I be having to take it down a notch. What's up, y'all?
Take it down a notch. You don't need to take it down a notch. You've been on it. You've been on it the last. Y'all been watching the Radical One? Yeah, she's been on it, man. Dropping some freestyles like every single day. She's been dropping man. So that's
I'll praise to the Most High, man.
What's gotten into you? What's going on?
Man, I got an assignment, man. The Most High gave me an assignment, and I'm trying to just complete it. He put some pressure on me. Kind of nervous and excited at the same time. Like, man, you're requiring a lot, but let's get it.
About time.
There you go.
I'm saying. I'm gonna say it. About time. All right, but yeah, we got a good show for y'all today, man. We got our boy Double ATL from Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, that is on with us today. So y'all make sure y'all stay locked in. Make sure y'all take this opportunity right now before he even gets on to share this broadcast. Hit us up on Facebook. We live on there. We're also live on our new YouTube page, which is You First Media TV. Is the letter U, the number 1 ST Media TV. All right, that's on YouTube. Also check us up over here on Facebook, where we're live more so. Yeah, that's You First Media. So y'all make sure y'all lock in on one of those pages and join this conversation. We got a great guest on tonight, so we're excited about this, as we are every single week. But we're gonna take a quick break. We got my boy C4 Katana that just released on the video.
Hot fire.
He will be on with us. He will be on with us in 2 weeks. But here's the video. Save my homies, and he got some more he had dropped too. I don't know what's going on. It's called 48 Hours. 48 Hours. They released 7 different songs. Woo. 48 Hours is what this EP is. It's called 48 Hours. So y'all make sure y'all check him out. Pick up my bro. We'll be right back after this. This live.
I'm going over. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Feel me? Right. Shmir, what up? Shmir, what's good? Trying to tell him, yo. Look. Remember when I couldn't see straight? When Satan opened the briefcase, the day was sweeter than cheesecake. I had to fasten my seatbelt and hit the e-brakes. I wrote this down and spit it to Jesus. He had the stink face. Intercessory prayers until my knees break. Cause the reaper ready to meet you. I'm screaming, please wait. I heard they putting money on your head, and his goons and street sweepers ready to enter the sweepstakes. He thought he was the man with them heavy knots. Right. Swore he was like Betty Crock whipping Ready Rock. Right. I wanna swing a machete, drop his hand inside of that smelly pot, putting that venom out like he Eddie Brock. Yeah. He can't see what I'm saying, no, guess he Fetty Rock. Rather share peanut butter jelly with a deadly eye. That sells a trail of the hell, you don't accept your pot. Your flesh will rot from the flames and they don't never stop. No. And now I'm seeking for a place that's holy, so I could call upon the Lord, like please just save my homies. Pulling from the flames that's burning way below. I'm desperate, calling on the Lord, like please just save my bro. She's sipping on that liquor till it kill her liver. Deep in depression, I'm like, Lord, can you just save my sister? I'm in the gap, I'm trying to take a stand. This is in the session, Lord, can you just save my fans? Yeah, I used to make that kill music. Lil homie don't rap, but with a jackhammer, he making drill music. These rap cats make poppin' pills music, but in front of the judge, it's just entertainment. It's not for real music. The Lord said bring something real to it. He sent this Holy Spirit to clean it up and put a seal to it. Where I live, they acting real ruthless. Ladder clips like they real ruthless. Yeah, kiss the forehead of your pretty moms. It get really gritty. The principalities that roam inside my city strong. He weighed on the digi scale, caught a shell, woke up in the realm, getting tortured by the Digimon. You trying to stretch your pockets and fill it with extra profit. I try to warn them, but at home they don't respect the profit. And I was pressed to stop it and put them in check. Tell them how the wages of sin is death. You got direct deposit, no. And now I'm seeking for a place that's holy, so I could call upon the Lord, like please just save my homies. Pulling from the flames that's burning way below. I'm desperate, calling on the Lord, like please just save my bro. She's sipping on that liquor till it kill her liver. Deep in depression, I'm like, Lord, can you just save my sister? I'm in the gap, I'm trying to take a stand. This is in the session, Lord, can you just save my fans? Yeah.
What's good? What's good? What's good? We got my bro on now. This
Yo.
is double ATL. What's good, bro?
And blessed, and just happy to be here. I'm happy to be here with y'all, beautiful women, and just feeling the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Feeling the vibe.
Yeah. Awesome, man. We've been trying to get you on for a little while, and you've been going back and forth. I really wanted to get you on because you're doing some great, amazing things. Not only just with some of the artists that rock with as well, just I can feel through your music and through your lyrics, your connection with the Holy Spirit, and I love it. I really, really love it. My apologies if I break up a little bit, guys. We just got a new system installed, so it's still working itself out. But we're gonna just keep it going.
That's that Florida internet.
Bro, talk to us a little bit. Introduce yourself. This show, we have a motto: can't nobody tell our story like we can. So you go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, those who may not know you. Just give them a slight introduction to who Double ATL is.
Okay, Double ATL was double. It's Double ATL. I had to add the ATL because it just made it. That was my social media handle, and it just made it hard to Google. You can't Google. You can Google double anything. You're gonna get a million pages of double everything before you reach anything that had to do with me. But but no, I mean, here in the ATL, part of a team called City Takers. Y'all know who City Takers are. We do urban outreach in the city of Atlanta. And that's really, that's really just what I've been about for like the past 10, 11 years, really just reaching the people, trying to make the music a tool to reach the people. I know a lot of people say that, and I know that's what the general consensus of what we do is to reach the people, but actually going out to where they are, the least of these and the forgotten and the folks, and you want to go talk to homeless folks or people who's will never step foot in the church. You know what I'm saying? And really taking the music to them. Over the past few years, I've been trying to concentrate on getting the music to a bigger audience now. And so it's just been, it's been a good time. But outside of the music and the ministry, I'm a husband, I'm a father. That's the best thing that I do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm doing every day, but somehow
that's dope
my
though.
Kids, somehow my kids are great, man. My kids are great. I have a great relationship with my wife, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing with the way this world has been rocked and turned upside down. It's just a blessing to be able to have family close to you, and so that's really what I spend most of my time doing, is being a husband and a father. But originally from Connecticut, Bridgeport, Connecticut, grew up just in the slums, in the projects. All of our family members were all drug dealers. They ran the city. Our family was responsible for a lot of the things that happened in our city. So hence the reason I'm in Georgia, and so just been taken, out of that darkness to where we are now. Just a blessing.
Wow. That's dope. And you
And
said
that's
Connecticut?
amazing
Connecticut,
testimony.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Go
Yeah,
ahead, sis.
that
I
That's
whole
forgot we kind of
amazing
lagging each other.
testimony.
yeah, yeah. We would have to
Yeah,
do a whole
that's
show
amazing.
on all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can. We'll do a full sit down, definitely. This is just kind of an introduction, but we definitely want to get the full sit down for sure.
Right.
So you talked a little bit about coming from the slums. We got a lot of artists that come now, and that is popular to them. That's something that's attractive, and they think they need to say that, or they need to have come from there to be able to produce the type of music becoming right now. Why do you think that Christian artists, gospel artists feel the need to do that? Or do you think it's a lot less authenticity, and they don't really know how to, portray their story?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all now. I'm
question.
totally transparent. I'm totally transparent, and I
Are you
usually try
gonna
to
fit
keep
right in?
myself from saying something that can get myself, in some hot water. But I think that in gospel or Christian hip hop or Christian music, there's no one's here to check the authenticity of testimonies, of stories, of backgrounds. We didn't grow up together, so we don't know. I could make up any story. I've heard some of the biggest rappers in our space tell several different testimonies. It's like almost like, what is it? What's it this year? What did you do?
Which one is
Which
it?
one is true?
It's like, man, you lived a life, bro. Like you did everything. You know what I'm saying? And somehow you were still here. No, but I remember thinking that a while back. I'm like, man, I wonder if our space and music could use, some G checking, or how they would say it, because you wanted to be authentic. Because this is the thing, people know. People know, like real
Right.
recognize real. You know what I'm saying? Like you said,
Right.
like, you listen to the music, you can feel it. Whether it's cap or not. You know what I'm saying? And with social media, it makes it even worse because it's all smoke and mirrors. I can always just show you the best. I can always just show you what I want to show you. But who's the one that's like,
that was a plug?
That was a plug. Oh yeah. Well,
The plug.
yeah. Okay, we can talk
I know
about.
you just dropped something.
Yeah. And I just dropped a freestyle on Audio Mac, and it's called Smoke and Mirrors. And and it touches a lot of that. I started off the record by saying, no one wants the truth when the lie is more entertaining, and you've been the truth for the life you entertaining. It's like people feel like, oh, if I tell them my story, I had guys that came around. I used to be a youth leader, and I had guys that would come around and go, man, I don't really have a story. I don't really have a testimony. I didn't do all this. I didn't do that. And I'm like, that's our goal at the end of the day.
Right.
Is to make sure that some people that we get around don't have to tell the same stories.
Right.
You don't have to go through the things that I've been through. I'm only really telling you this stuff because
I don't want you to go through it.
Yeah, because my mother hears some of this stuff.
Right.
My mother don't like to hear when I talk about how much weed I used to smoke, or skipping school, or when I used to go in girls' purses in class and take money out. Like, she don't want to hear those things. She almost don't even like to hear when we talk about where we came from, because it's like to her she escaped it. Her, like me, remembering my upbringing is totally different than my mother remembering her upbringing, because she was the one behind the door when it was getting kicked in, not me. I was sleeping. So sometimes when I talk about these things, she's like, oh man, like, so that's one thing that keeps me real, is I have a mother, I have older siblings, cousins, I have a wife. They all gonna check me. They all gonna check me if I ever come less than that. But that's the thing I think we lack, is like, is like a check. Like what is it? What is your real story? What are you really conveying to the people? Because when I play my music for people who don't go to church, they know whether it's cap or not. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
we tend to want to go that route. You know what I'm saying? Because it's popular. Whatever's popular at the time.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bandwagon, basically just like switching up
Yeah.
NFL teams or NBA teams. Like, I'm saying when they start losing or
Yeah.
going on a losing streak, that's
Yeah.
why people should just be the change that they want to see. It sounds so
Yeah.
cliche, but it's for real.
Mhm.
Like be the person that you needed growing up. That's my
Yeah.
mindset now. Really trying to be
Yeah.
that. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you want,
Yeah.
if
The
you
whole
listen,
point of having the
if yeah,
experience to help people.
yeah, because if you want to go into certain places, I see people in our music space, our Christian, if they want to go they want to go mainstream so bad, they want to go into the world so bad, they want to go here and it's almost like they start to emulate everything that they see. But if you start
Yep.
to make it in those circles, then you got to deal with that. You
Yep.
got to deal with that because
Yeah.
you could be the biggest in this music space, but then when you go over to the mainstream and you start to show up to some of these events, you could
Yep.
tell who you nobody, and there you nobody,
Yep.
you ain't nobody,
Period.
and you can
Yeah.
see it, and now all of a sudden the persona you put on is now it's almost like it's called out. You know what I'm saying? Instead of
Mm.
us going into these
Yeah.
places and being light, you know what I'm saying? To where like we can go anywhere, and our light is what should be shining, not I'm hard, I'm
Right.
this, I'm that.
Mhm.
Like yeah, I wear a lot. People always tell me like, man, you always got some jewelry on. Like I just like jewelry, but at the
Right.
same time, like if I was walking around with no jacket on, I go to somewhere and my neck is bubbling with green blisters all around me.
Yeah.
Like, he'd be like, man, what you
Oof.
got? You got, yeah, like, I'm just saying, like, it's gonna
Yeah.
show itself. It's gonna show itself eventually.
Yeah.
The truth shall set you
Hmm.
free, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
Listen, I just don't want them artists to go out there and try to, be who they not, and then a friend or something comes out and show them up because that's so embarrassing. But
Yeah,
again,
yeah,
it's gonna come out. It's gonna come.
yeah,
One
yeah,
thing
yeah.
happened to me this week. Is that I was saying, they didn't allow me at the table, so I created my own. Okay.
Yeah,
True
yeah,
story. You know what
yeah.
I mean? You got to do your own thing. I created my own lane. I didn't wait for permission. So, power
Right.
statement, whatever, blase, blase. So a girl that knew me like long time ago, that actually was people that I would, consider friends of someone that bullied, and I was like, man. So she got on there. I was like, hold on, what she said? She said,
Yeah.
I always knew you would. I
Uh,
always knew you would. So it
that's good.
let me know, and I said, wow, that's powerful. That is
Yeah.
something that meant a lot to me, not because of who she was, but the simple fact that somebody that seen me then could see where I
Yeah.
am now and not be surprised.
Yeah.
Because I've been the same, the whole time. And
Right,
regardless of what
right.
I went through, authenticity is key. And so in
Oh,
every area that you're in, you need to be authentic. That's what
Right.
people really connect to.
it should
That's
be a
what people
Right.
really
requirement,
connect to.
honestly.
So
Like we
It
need
should be.
they need to we need to do like a process or something like for real. I know that's far fetched, bro. It's
Yeah.
like yo, you signing up, you going there? Hey, where your mom at?
you can't
Yeah,
take
yeah,
Where
yeah.
your
nobody.
auntie them?
Where the pictures at? Where the pictures
Yeah,
That's
at?
pull it
like
up. Let me
that.
see. Go to
Yeah.
That's
MySpace.
like
Right. Go to MySpace. Exactly.
You remember when they checked like 50 Cent, they checked Rick Ross, all them like,
Yeah,
hey, y'all ain't had the same history. Ross's
Right. Right.
former detective, whatever.
exactly.
They had the whole story
Yeah.
out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they came out, chains. I'm killing this person.
Yeah,
I'm
Rick
doing this
Ross was a
person. Da,
what?
da, da,
Correctional
da.
officer?
Just,
Yeah. He was yo.
yeah,
He
correction
was a
officer or
CO.
something
Yeah.
like that. But I'm like, you can be who you are. That don't mean that that just means you
Yeah.
got talents and you happen to be a correction officer. You know what I mean? So I mean,
Right.
It is
what's
what
the
it
big
is.
deal? So
Yeah. And I'm
that
sorry to
right
interrupt.
there is amazing.
You could even speak. You can speak for the street still, right? You can
You can.
speak for the people. Though you can speak that same language. It's
Mm-hmm.
just when the persona, when you try to walk around like, and try to match that, then and it's just one. It's a lot of things that going on that does go on, and I'm proud to wear that OG label that a lot of these younger guys give me, because I can make those phone calls. I can send those DMs when I see stuff online that's like, hey man, this is a little bit much, like um because it's like the more we adapt, something that we're not, we're gonna become that. So they
Yeah.
would say the most dangerous person in the streets is the person that didn't come up that way, because
Yeah.
that's the one that feels like he has to prove something. Where somebody who came up in that environment, someone who is really about that life, might not attack
Yeah.
first because he
Right.
knows the consequences. But somebody who
Mm-hmm.
comes in into that environment, and let's just be real, if you got somebody who never lived that life and they had a gun on them, they're gonna be the first one to pull out and shoot because they feel like they have
Dude.
something to prove. That's when
Yep.
innocent people get,
Yeah.
that's when innocent people get hit with strays and stuff like that. Because there was this one guy who felt like he had to prove to everyone that he was hard, so then he pulled
Right.
out, instead of the guy who
Yeah.
grew up in that environment who knows the only time this comes out is when I'm ready to use it. And that's the way
Yep.
we were raised,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like, it's almost like
Yeah.
you're putting yourself in a position to where at some point you're gonna have to prove it, and
Amazon.
instead of just being yourself, being authentic. Listen, I'm a square. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the projects. I grew up around a bunch of dope boys. I know what that life looked like, but I'm a
Yeah.
square. I live in the suburbs at the end of the day. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So, and even though I speak from that point of view. I speak from what I saw, and from, frankly, from people who I know who still are in that environment. I'm never gonna come out and be like, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that, because I know at the end of the day that's not who I really am. But I can speak from
Exactly.
the vantage point of somebody who is living that life, because I have family members and friends who have done time. You know what I'm saying, and
Mm-hmm.
done these things, and so I want to be a square. I want to be a square. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be hard.
Yeah. I know
I
that's
don't
right.
want to be
I know
hard.
that.
L
Yeah.
07 used to say that back in the day.
Yeah,
Like it
you know what I'm
quiet.
saying?
I like it
Yeah, yeah,
quiet
But we say that all
right,
the time. God
exactly.
can't bless
for
the version
sure.
of you
Now,
that you pretend to be. Like he
Right,
can't bless who
right,
you pretend to be.
right.
this is the thing. He already trying to, get you to come out of the person you
Yeah.
thought you was, that your
Exactly,
Right.
experience
exactly,
told you was. Like
Right.
you adding on to the process. You know what I'm saying? Like God, like
exactly.
Exactly.
shut up and let me do this thing. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta
Right,
peel back
right.
Because
this layer
he's
and
making
this
you into the,
Yeah,
layer.
exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
man. Yo, shout out, film goat, Ray Knowledge,
What up,
man.
Ray
Yo, what's up,
Knowledge?
Ray,
What
my
up,
family?
bro?
brother, my
Ray Knowledge.
brother.
Broski.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes,
that's
yes,
my
yes.
brother right
He's
there.
on. He's
That's
on the YouTube
yeah,
page. He's over there
my
on the YouTube page.
brother,
Family, love
the
you,
goat.
bro.
Yeah,
Hey, tell
Congratulations
Ray to
on
check my
everything you
DM
got going on
by
too,
shoot my
man.
video too.
yeah. Hey Ray,
Let
I'm
me
gonna call
call
you
him
when
out.
this is over with.
you look, you sure you ready for the film go?
Yeah,
Heck
yeah. Hey Ray,
yeah.
I'm gonna call you.
I've been
Hey, that's
saving up.
Yeah.
yeah. Nah, but that's my brother. Me and Ray, me and Ray, we kick it. Like I had a small circle of people who are really in,
Right.
Yeah,
and Ray's part of that circle. So,
That's a
I
blessing.
texted him before. I texted him
that's
earlier to see what
awesome.
he was doing tonight, because it's just
Oh
good to have
yeah,
that
yeah,
time, man. Yeah, yeah. You got to get with your brother. Like, just
yeah. It
like I
is.
know, you got to have your girl time. You got to have your guy time. You got
I
to,
definitely think it's necessary on
Yeah,
both
yeah,
sides.
yeah.
true.
On both
Absolutely.
sides, yeah,
You
you got to,
do.
man,
You
because
do. It is
this life,
necessary.
life ain't no joke. This life, and then
Nah,
where
bro.
we at
Mm-mm.
now is with I think mental health has become that hot topic, but it's true. We got to check on each other. You got to check on
Yeah,
your
You got
strong
to.
friends.
yeah.
I have a friend who's dealing with, he got COVID right now, and I haven't talked to him in a week. So I made sure today I reached out to him to see how he was doing. Like, you have to
Yeah.
reach out. You have to talk to your people, because we be
Yeah.
sitting, we try to hold it in and keep it, and we don't want to
Yeah.
express and say what we're going
Right.
through. So sometimes you gotta get around your brother and have those talks, to get around your sister and have those talks, to get around family members, and
Yeah.
yeah. So
I think it's dope that you're saying that
most
from a
definitely.
man's perspective, because a lot of people
Right.
don't look at it as if men need
Right.
that time. You know what I'm saying? Kick it with the fellas to vent, to get whatever it is that they're
Yeah.
going through, to express
Yeah.
themselves. So that's
Yeah.
that's really dope coming from
Yeah.
like a man. You know how they be like, for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. Nah, man. Nah. I've noticed it. I've noticed it a lot more in the Christian space
Yep.
because we want to put on that. We want to put that role on. We want to. We don't. We would never want to admit some of the things that we're going through. You
Yep.
know what I'm
That's
saying?
sad
I
but
think
true.
one of the strongest things that I've seen at some of the events that we've had was like brothers who were maybe performing that night or people who had a name would come up and get prayed for. I think that's the biggest thing you can do in this space is show that,
Yes,
man, I'm
sir.
going through some things. A lot of times I get, and I'm speaking from a male point of view. I get with some of these guys, some of these artists that we all love, and we start talking about marriage, and they
Mhm.
think they're the only ones that's going through this stuff.
Right.
They're the only ones like, oh, yo, your wife said that too, or your kids drive you crazy too. Yeah, yeah, they
Like,
do.
bro, it's regular.
Like
This is what we do.
yeah, it's regular. Like, but I think we get around and we want to talk about what we doing. Hey, I got an album coming out. Or I got a song with this person.
Right.
It's like I like to get around some of these guys
Yeah.
and be like, what's up? Like, had those. Sometimes I'll text. Sometimes let me see how far I can go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, let me see how far I can
Yeah.
go with you because it's so important, man. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, like I rather have you like Ray, like somebody like Ray, or some of my other brothers. When we going through stuff, we know that I could tell you what happened. As
Mhm.
however embarrassing it is, I could tell you what's going on in my life.
Yeah.
One, we're gonna talk about it and get through it, and then the next thing we're gonna do is laugh about it. And because guess what, I'm going through
Yeah.
the same thing you're going through. Like, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that's important. I tell and I try to tell my wife the same thing. I'm throwing her under the bus right now. Like go spend some time, go find go call her, go call your friend, go call one of your friends. 'Cause I'm not relating to anything you're saying right now. You know what I'm saying? Just like when I go
Yeah.
home and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I was in the studio, I did this and that. She's like, yeah, but them dishes is piled up. So why are you telling me about
Right.
music? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
So
God, that's so crazy.
that's a definite because you have home and you have your studio life, and we definitely going to talk a little bit more about the
Yeah.
balance. But while we're talking about grading knowledge, we got a one that I'm getting ready to play from both of you guys. Recently released.
Yeah.
So I want to take a quick break, give you guys an opportunity to invite more people in and just join this conversation. We live here with Double ATL. Great conversation. Y'all stay locked into Live Beyond Beat.
Don't go nowhere.
Yeah, it sound like a whole new season, like a whole nother level, like a new chapter of life. Check. Yo, lot on my mind, never nine in my mind. You get used to the dark when you was born for the shine, I guess. That's why these Cubans stack on my chest. Hard to go, wear it on my sleeve with no rest. My faith lay in the name of the same God who raised up from the dead and saved us. Them same thugs and predators who pay bills off, pushing sedatives, but it's all relative. I pray we see better days, and you ain't got a cheddar raise with a 7-letter raise. You until you in a better place. Jesus has set it straight, free from the bondage, that's a better grace. A wise man seeks wisdom and discerns, so I flush the flesh out and leave the ashes to burn. That's what mama prayed for a late night with the oil anointed, so when they compliment, I say it's all him.
I'm from a section where that shotty make you levitate. Surrounded by too many bricks, it's hard to elevate. And they don't like it how we come, man. Please forgive me, I'm a product of the slum. I wipe my tears for the ones no longer standing, and I pray to God that one day they understand me. It's how it is where I'm from. I'm just a product of the slum. I'm just a product of the slum. Gave it my all, but it ain't never show me love. The system got me doing other things. The junior on the block with product in the gun. I can't hear you while you talk. You ain't never put your soul where I'm walking. The system broken in religion, what they offering. I'm in the trenches trying to give them what he bought for them. The cross for them. Hey, we just out there searching for the truth. They don't understand everything that we going through. I feel so alone, I just want somebody to love me. I done did some dirt and not nobody wanna trust me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been searching for him desperately. I've been crying out on bending knee until he answered me. No question, I'm the realest. What you see is my reality. I be in my feelings, I done seen too many casualties. I'm from a section where that shotty make you levitate. Surrounded by too many bricks, it's hard to elevate. And they don't like it how we come, man. Please forgive me, I'm a product of the slum. I wipe my tears for the ones no longer standing. And I pray to God that one day they understand me. It's how it is where I'm from. I'm just a product of the slum.
Yeah.
That's
Product
hard.
of the slum.
Look,
That's a hard
Yes.
record, man.
it really is. Hey,
That's a
sometimes you can't
hard
help but to
record,
just tell
Yeah.
the
man.
truth about yourself. You feel me? That
Yeah,
was
that's
tight, bro.
hard. That's
Yeah.
hard. That's hard.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that because it wasn't it was a it was like a testimony, but at the same time, it's like it's telling some truth in there that other people can relate to, especially when he's talking about. It's hard for people to trust him. He feel like he cannot go anywhere, go
Right.
higher, do anything different because
Right.
of where he's coming from. You know, the restrictions of
Hmm.
your past. You know, your
Right.
expenses and
Fact.
stuff like that. And
Right.
that's another thing. We want to come up to a certain level, but we don't understand those who have actually been, you know, in the projects, living with, you know, those limitations, actually still fighting. You got to get out of that mindset too. That
Yes, you
mindset
do.
is very
Yep.
powerful.
Yep.
So coming out there, that's why you keep hearing people talk about it. That's why you
Yeah.
keep hearing them, because it's a constant thing where you have to say, this is not who I am. This is
Right.
not who
Fact.
God created. You know, this
Right.
is
Yeah.
not what he destined for me, because
Right.
it's a struggle. You don't just move yourself from the place. You have to move your
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
mind from the place as well.
Right. You have to.
Renew
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
mind, man.
So,
Every
Yeah.
day.
Yep. That's the first line is
so,
that I
so,
said. It's like light on my mind, never nine on my mind. You know, you get used to the dark when you was born for the shine. It's like, you
Mhm.
know, starting off with what you saying when your mind having to renew your mind. It's like I have a lot on my mind, but I know that because I know who I belong to, I don't have to work those things out myself. But
Yep.
at the same time, I have to recognize
yeah,
that I was born in this. I was born. God allowed me to be born in this darkness so that I could shine through the darkness. And
Mm.
you have to know, like,
yeah,
okay, there was a reason why I passed through. I passed
Right.
through that place. There was a reason why I was there, but then there's a reason
yeah.
why I'm over here at the same time. And I keep I'm still ghetto, like I'm still hood, like, but I can't. It's like I keep. You gotta keep like I want to keep this about me because this is who I am. Like I'm still the same person, but it's like I'm like
Yeah.
I'm like 2.0. So I can't continue
Yeah.
to have that hood mentality, but at the same time, I don't know. We still do hood things. Like we can't help it, but you know,
You who you are.
yeah, you are, but at the same time, you're a new being. Like so, those old
Right.
things
You've been
they
Yeah,
passed
upgraded.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
you've
got
been
a new
upgraded. It's like
system. Yeah.
yeah, but it's
yeah,
like God was like, but I still created you like
Right.
this. I still need you to
Yeah.
be this person. And so
yes.
let me show you the way to be this person.
Right. That's real.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And that
Hey.
without losing some of those attributes that God is going to use to draw the
Right.
people that look, act like you, sound like you, can relate
Mhm.
to you. You know, that's what we have to understand. When we become new, allow God to do it. Don't try to do it yourself. Because when you try to do it yourself, you take off pieces that God still need attached. You know what I'm saying? Like you taking off the wrong stuff.
That's real.
You know what I mean? And God, like, hold on, don't shut up. You know, don't straighten the way you sit when you talk. Like, just chill, because there's somebody that's gonna connect with you because relate to, you know, how your posture is. You know, and when I say posture, I don't mean just, you know, how you are sitting, but I mean the way you talk, the way you handle things, all of those things like that. That is what attracts somebody to your ministry. You know, that's what attracts somebody to your authenticity. That was what makes me want to hear more from you. You know, and so when I listen to your music, that's what I hear, authenticity. So I keep listening. You know, it's real music, and this is a lot of this is what we have not heard in a long time.
That's real.
Wow, thank you for saying that. Because, you know, we created, but it's so much to create, and then you put it out there in the universe. And but I'm not weird like the universe. You know what I'm saying? You put it out there to the world. I'm not being weird.
I would have speculated if I thought you was talking about universe, but I didn't got what you said.
I'm not being weird I'm not being weird with universe, but you put it out there for the world. You put it out there for the world to hear. You put it out there for the world to consume, and a lot of times it's like, you know, it's like letting your child go to school on the first day. It's like you're so worried. You know what I'm saying? That I'm so worried that, like, okay, if I get 20 good comments and get the one like comment that's like, oh, you suck. And it's like, oh man, I suck. You know, so it's like, you know, it's so, when it comes to taking music or taking anything that we create, it's, you put it out there for the world to hear and see, and you never know how it's going. So I thank you for your kind words. I mean, I've been getting a lot of great feedback, and it's been a blessing. This season I'm in right now has been a blessing because I'm being real. I'm 41. So like I was about to be done with music. Like not being in the space. I was like, there was a season I was going through a few years ago. I was like, okay, all right, guys, show me the next role. Show me the next thing you want me to do, because, you know, we treat our artists like, oh, you've been in the game for 10, 15 years, you watched. You know, these young guys, like, what these young guys are doing, this is what's popping and this is what's hot. But, you know, so I was going through that time where I was like, yo, should I manage? Should I go ahead and start a label? Should I consult? Like, what is it that you want me to do? And the music kept getting better. And it was like, okay, this is what you want me to do. I tried a bunch of other things, but now watching the music actually be more successful, it's like, okay, God, you still have me in this role, and we're gonna kill it as long as it's dope. Like, once it starts sounding like trash, then it's like, okay, now it's time to start doing the next thing. But it's just a blessing to be able to put this music out and it be received the way it is.
It's like I said, we need it, you know. And I do want to say this, because a lot of artists get into that space. I work with artists that are from, you know, 12 years. My youngest client is 12 years old, Sky Blue, shout out. And then I've worked with artists.
Quick plug, K. Joe.
Kenton son. Yes. And so and I have an artist that is 45, you know, he's the oldest artist I work with. So there are, when I look at those things, I can see there's always a point in everybody's career where they're like, I don't think I'm doing enough, I'm not getting enough. And I think that a lot of artists, they look at their response. But I'm big, and like I've been saying all night, on authenticity. And I'm also big, and I say this all the time, you're not called to the world, you're called to your world. So God is giving you a gift. He didn't give you a gift to spread out to the world. He gave you a gift to spread out to the world that he called you to. So there's a select group of people. There's a select tribe, like Portia Love like to say. There's a select tribe of people that are conditioned and ready for the music that you're pouring out. So that's who you do that for. Because you have to think about it. This is ministry. This is ministry. Once you get out of that mind and say that this is just music, I'm just doing this, it sounds good, people are trying to, because at some point you're going to be successful. You're going to be way up there. And then another point, you may have a low point. will you stop going as hard on your low point that you was on your high? You know what I'm saying? Like if you think about this as ministry, you know that you have to go just as hard on the low days that you have gone on the high days. Don't ride the wave, you know, and forget the mission.
Yeah. Right.
Ooh, and forget
that's
the mission.
important.
That's dope. It's about heart posture.
I have a quick story. I remember we were at Safe House, the homeless shelter in downtown Atlanta that that we still do. City Taker still does a monthly service there. But this was some years back, and this was when shout out to my brother Young Noah. He won't mind me telling the story because he's told it on camera as well. So Young Noah this is when he was with Flame, and he was on tour with Flame, and had just got off a flight from performing in New York for this huge crowd in New York, and flew into Atlanta and met us at the shelter. So we're in there, we're just serving, but we're rapping as well. So we're serving the people, kicking it, talking, but then we're all getting on stage at some point and doing records. So he ended up on stage, told a testimony, did some records, and then at the end of the day, at the end of the night, I walked up to him, dapped him up, bro, thanks, bro, for coming through. And then he was like, he looked at me in my eyes and was like, man, you living the dream. And I had to think about that for a second because I'm like, as an artist, I would, if I'm in my artist bag, I would think you're living a dream because you're the one on tour. You're the one doing the big shows. You're the one with a big artist. You're the one growing. Your platform is growing daily, huge, in a huge way. I would think that you're living the dream, but he's looking at us going, man, but y'all are serving the people. This is more important. And so I always kept that.
That's real.
Because it's like when it gets to that point where you want to play that artist role or you want to get so involved with the music that, you know, or the success of it, it's like, nah, but there's a group of people over here that some of these guys over here, they're not coming over here. They're not gonna come over here. They're not, you know, there's no bag over here, or there's no sound over here. Or like if I'm performing,
or the label stopping them from going over there.
Yeah, if there's 200 homeless people over here, God, I hate to see homeless people. I like to say, my brothers and sisters in transition, they over here, they over here. It's 200 of them. Guess what? They not doing. They not going on iTunes. They not going on Spotify to run the streams up. They not following you on Instagram. They not following you on TikTok or whatever. They don't care about that. They're in need of what you have.
Now some of them do. Some of them do.
Some of them do. Some of them
do. They be in them phones.
They be in there.
Are you trying to say those people be on their Obama phone, man?
They do, man. I didn't see
They be rushing the spot. They be rushing the spot to charge their phones. If there's 8 chargers in the building, all 8 of them outlets being used. So yeah, you're right. Definitely, there are some will fool with you on online, but yeah, no, it's that's the biggest thing because, you know, at the end of the day, when we have to answer, you know, what is your answer going to be like? Hey, I needed these people over here. I had to use somebody else to go and tend to my flock over here when you were the shepherd that needed to come over here and tend to these people. But what you had your eyes on was something much bigger. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you.
You skipped over the most important, like the people that had their eyes on something much bigger. Like he said, like, yo, you serving. You're still doing ministry. To him, he looking at like, man, I'm out here on the big stage, but you know, these people, they're receiving my message, but they're also fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's kind of more on a humble level when you have the homeless people that actually like, man, I needed this word. I'm listening to these lyrics. He's encouraging me. You know, it makes me want to try, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, yo, it's ministry, like Trinell said. Like, we got to never forget. I'm sorry. What Dr. T said is, we got to never forget that is ministry.
Friends. You gotta love them.
My bad, dog. That was an accident at time. Calling out your government.
I do, and I do like this. I would want to say to the artists, it's not a crime or it's not against the will of God for us to be on bigger stages. God wants that. He just wants the heart posture correct. So you do have a lot of gospel artists that are coming out. They're like, I just want to serve, and you want somebody too, but it's not crime to do that, So, but there is a mission, and you can't forget the purpose of why he got you on those big stages,
right?
And that opens doors, just like this platform and the other platforms that we're able to be on. Those are opportunities for God to use us as vessels. And if we keep that in mind, we're going to be good. God going to be very pleased. But the moment we forget that it becomes about us is when we stop making an impact.
Right. And you have to also count the cost of being that famous.
Exactly.
Like you have to you have to know what comes along with that. And do you want your life totally changed to the point where you can't even operate? Like I remember 11, 12 years ago when I met Lecrae for the first time. And this was like maybe Rebel Lecrae. And he was in the building. It's like he just came to support somebody. This was City Taker. He came to support who was performing that night. He wasn't trying to come in the room and be Lecrae. He wanted to be Lecrae more. He didn't want to be the artist Lecrae. So I could pick, because he was a friend of mine. So I ended up sitting at a table with them, and I could see the uncomfortability that it was like, man, everybody was coming like, hey, can I get a picture? Or hey, hit my CD. And I'm like, at that point, this is before he even is as big as he is now. And I had to go, man, I had to count the cost of what it took to be Lecrae, or what it would take to not be able to go enjoy one night. You can't enjoy one night at an event. When last time I saw my brother, and I love my brother, he's the greatest person, one of the greatest people I ever met is Lecrae. I will say that. I ain't cloud chasing. I never posted a picture with Lecrae. I don't have no pictures with Lecrae, no nothing. I think he's one of the greatest people I ever met, because he's when you really get to talk to him and know him, he's that genuine. But I'm like, man, would I really want to walk in a room and not be comfortable all night because everybody wants something from me? So you got to count that cost. Do you really want? You really about that life? I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Like, where it's like you can't even, you bring your wife and kids. If you go into walk into a church with your wife and kids, now your wife and kids are uncomfortable. Yeah, so you really got it. It comes with a lot. I mean, it comes with a lot, and I think that's the reason why a small amount of people get it, because they've been equipped for that. They've been equipped for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah.
And you got to be ready. If you got to be willing to go, if that's not your platform. Be willing to be excellent at what God has called you to. The platform that He called you to, be excellent at that, because that's where you should make an impact. You know what I mean? Like small platform can save 10 million people.
Stay in your lane. Yeah.
Yes.
Stay in your lane, because if you're on the highway looking at another lane.
Come on, bro. You swerving. Now you all up here causing accidents and stuff.
Yeah, guess what the next thing is gonna happen.
That's true.
If I'm on the highway driving and I'm looking at what the other car doing, I ain't gonna be driving for too much longer.
Nope. Dead. You crash. DOA, baby.
Look, and if I'm driving beside you, I'm beeping the whole way. Get out my lane.
Right.
Get off the phone.
That's real. It's important though. Like, me and my friend was just talking about that, because like He gives us certain gifts. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know some people that like rap, like, and they rap from their core, like with their whole heart. But it's just like, bro, you should have been a producer. You should have been an engineer.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Or the
manager.
PR person or something like. Yeah, you got the heart in it. Like, okay.
Your name everywhere, but your music is trash. Man,
everywhere.
Somebody.
Man, you got heart. That's what you be wanting to say. Like, you got heart. But like this.
This ain't sports.
Shout out my brother Uncle Reese. Like,
this ain't sports, man.
I remember Uncle Reese one night. I was with him, and he was telling everybody that had a book in him man, you got a book in you. He was telling other rappers, man, you got a book in you. It's a book in you. And I was like, I'm looking like they're smiling and laughing because it sounds crazy. But I'm like, yeah, they probably got a book, not an album, but it's probably
Not
a
an
book.
album, yeah.
Probably a book.
Cause you can write. You can write some
Yeah,
lyrics. You can write a
He
book.
was
yeah.
trying to sway him the right way.
Right.
For
He was
real.
He was
like, man,
trying
you
to
got a
sway him
book
to
in
the
you.
right.
Everybody
Over there
needs
and do
somebody
that.
to help
You
them
know,
out,
do
man.
that thing. You know,
Right.
I
Right
did
over
that
there.
to an artist one time where he was,
Yeah.
you know, struggling with, you know, going, and I was like, because I'm sometimes could be brutally honest, and my thing is, I'd rather tell you in a private space than you go out there and you think he totally, you know, I was managing him at that time. When our contract was done, he left, you know, the management and he went out there, tried to do some stuff on his own, but then somebody else told him. You know, see, and it made me feel bad because it's like your baby, you know what I mean? But at the same
Right.
time, sometimes they gotta, you know, fall, and
Yeah.
then so now
Gotta
he's
break a
doing
wing to fly.
producing and engineering and different stuff.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he
It's
He
really
never
found
too
that
well, you
late.
niche.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never too late.
Never
You
too
got
late.
hey, if there's somebody
Yeah, see,
listening watching this right now, there's a book in you. There's a studio with your name on it.
no, you did,
There's
bro.
an
No, you
artist
didn't.
that you need to manage.
Yeah, for real.
Something. Yeah,
For
something.
real.
Yeah.
For real. I would want somebody to tell me
Just
that. I
make
would
sure
want
you go read
somebody
up on
that.
that too. Everybody ain't no manager
Yeah.
either. And don't be
Nah.
coming over here in the
Yeah.
PR lane if y'all ain't ready for that. Cause I'm running that.
Ooh, yeah, that's a fact. That's
So
a fact. God called you to walk,
yeah, but
not to
now
talk.
do your homework.
Bro, you sure you got me over here?
You come with them quick, bro. You come with them
I'm
quick.
still laughing. I'm like, Tia, you gotta chill out. But that's real though.
Bro,
That is
come
real.
quick.
Yeah, fact.
Man, that's real. Y'all done made my day. But yeah, that's real.
Listen, bro. So we got a couple of minutes left. And I want to give you an opportunity first to kind of let us know if you got something going on that we can come support you at. Where can we find some new music? You got anything else coming out? What did you just release?
Okay. I just released today an Audio Mac exclusive, and you don't have to have the Audio Mac app. It is a free app, and it's a pretty dope music app. But I didn't produce. I'm sorry. I released a record called Smoke and Mirrors. It's a freestyle. It's just 24 bars. But I wanted to do something on Audio Mac to kind of get into that space. But yeah, that's out right now. Smoke and Mirrors freestyle. Um, Price featuring Eshawn Burgundy's out. That came out a few weeks ago. I mean, just if you go on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all of them. Yeah, I gotta hit that. If you go on all these platforms and search Double ATL, it's a lot of music out there. But I do have some more music coming out. I got an EP right now. Just waiting to get the clearance okay to go ahead and put it out. I can't share everything, but
Right.
I do have a single
Oh,
coming
that's cool.
soon.
Just share what we can
Um,
support you at.
yeah. I do have a single coming soon. Be on the lookout. Um, and it's featuring a major artist in this space. And after that, the EP should be dropping top of the year. So just be on the lookout. I got a lot of stuff
Okay.
coming. The music is not slowing down at all. We're going into the fourth quarter, so I didn't want to put the EP out right at the end of the year. But we'll see. God make all
Right.
different, But that's called. I'll give you all the name. It's called Free Jewelry.
Free
The EP is,
jewelry.
yeah, Free Jewelry. It's
Ah,
we just
that's
really
Okay, we
dope.
giving
see it.
game,
We
like,
see it.
but
I don't got it, but we see it.
you see a little bit. It's a little something.
It's my
Um,
daughter's. It's nothing like yours
right?
though.
Nah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna tuck this in after we done doing this, but but nah, it's Free Jewelry. It's really just giving game, like it's free game
Right.
basically. And so
Okay.
that's coming. Be looking out for that. If you're in Tampa or in Florida, Flavor Fest is coming up October 7th through the 10th. I'll be
Yep.
performing there that Saturday night, and just be on the lookout. That's really all that's on the calendar right now. I won't lie.
That's a
I'm
lot,
still
bro.
I'm still
That's good.
easing back
He said, really,
into.
that's all that's on the calendar.
Yeah, like he had just named one
Oh
thing.
man, I have no
Homeboy
because
as guest.
my friends are on tour right now, so I'm looking at them. They just traveling, and I'm not really ready to hit the road yet.
Trust me, tour is
Yeah,
not. Listen, I go
yeah,
on
yeah,
tours. They not.
yeah.
Listen,
Nah, they not.
sometimes you be ready to go
Shout
on
out.
you're getting in your bed.
Yeah, that's how I am. I'm like, when am I
Mm-mm.
going home? And especially with everything going on with COVID, I just try to, my my mother. I spend a lot of time with my mother, my mother-in-law, grandmother-in-law. Everybody's always at our house, and I just want to be safe. I want to make safe decisions and not
Yeah,
just be out all the time right now.
Right,
But I
right.
know
That's
it's
real.
coming,
yeah.
and when this next set of music drops, I know doors will be open. So
Right.
we'll be in 2022 with that. But yeah, that's everything that's
Quick.
coming up. hmm Follow me, double
Well,
I'm
ATL,
excited.
congratulations.
all
I'm
platforms. Yeah,
great, great. Listen, well, I'm excited coming up. We definitely family, bro. So we're gonna be
yeah,
looking at you, see what you got going on, following you, supporting you,
definitely.
bring you back on because we want to do a live sit down with you in Atlanta.
Yes, let's do it. Yes,
Actually, I'll be
yes,
in Atlanta next week, but the show's already booked on that weekend.
It
But
is.
yeah.
I'm excited to meet you,
Okay,
and see what the future holds. So definitely,
okay.
congratulations on everything that God is doing, and just continue to walk in what God has assigned for you. And we're gonna see
Thank
some
you. I
great
will.
things, some great impact through
Yeah,
that.
It's
I
only up
appreciate
from here,
that. Thank
as we
you.
can tell.
Yeah, we up and we stuck.
All right, bro. You got any
Listen,
last words of encouragement? Mm.
yeah, I do. I do. I was trying to figure out a clever way to say it, but I'm gonna just say it. Listen, like to anybody, anyone who's listening, um, God has given us peace. That's a fruit of the
Mm,
spirit. He gave us peace. We have peace. Um, and it's available and it's there. And you just gotta tap in. So instead of tapping into the drama and all the negative stuff that
right,
easily easily tap in, man, just take some
right,
time and tap into peace. That's what's been on my heart. Heavy. It's been peace. It's been I
yeah,
want peace at
that's
home and peace in
good.
my heart, and I want to bring peace wherever I'm at because
Mm,
it's so easy to access drama. It's everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And so
Oh yeah.
that's it, man. God, God has called you to something great, special. Um,
yep.
real quick, I'm gonna say this is gonna be real quick. I shouldn't have been here. I shouldn't have
Mhm.
made it. I should have made it to birth. Right? There was
Mm,
things that were stopping me from
Yeah.
making it to birth, but God
Yeah.
allowed me to be here, and I'm not the most special person. So if I'm still here, there's a reason why you're still here. So find that and
Yeah.
tap into it.
tap into it. That's
Yeah.
real. That's
That's
dope.
Yeah.
purpose.
Stop
Good,
giving your
bro.
peace away.
Glad.
Yeah.
Thank you for that
Yeah.
word of encouragement.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it locked with you. So we'll see you
Yeah.
again the next time. All right, bro.
Peace out,
Salute.
Have a good
bro.
night.
Peace. Yeah.
Double ATL.
So awesome, awesome, awesome interview. Double ATL. Y'all make sure y'all link up with him. We
Yeah, bro, cool as a fan.
we will definitely be bringing him back on. Definitely be bringing back home. We go up to City Takers and go in his element, and then and chill with them for a while and just see him in his whole element. So I'm excited about that. Y'all make sure y'all check the links down below. Double ATL on all social media. Double underscore ATL, so you can find him there. Listen, if you want to be featured on the show, right here live, make sure you check in at youfirstmgt@gmail.com. That's been up. So you guys take that email
It's
address
right
down. Make
there.
sure y'all link up there. Please put it in the email. Don't send it through the messenger. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I won't. So we want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. And it is based on who we believe is ready to come on the show. So
Right.
please don't be
And we
offended
just
if you
want y'all to
don't
follow
get
directions
the.
too.
Yeah, it's important to follow directions. Don't get offended about if you don't get a response right back. But just keep trying so that we can work you into the show. All right, so that's every Friday we're on live here, Beyond the Beat, your girl Dr. T and the Radical One, and that's right here on Facebook at You First Media, and then we also have our new YouTube channel that we're filling up now, and that is YouTube You First Media TV. So y'all go check that out over there. A couple people have been checking out. So I know it's live for everybody, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding it. You First Media Group. We also do gospel, hip hop, PR, marketing, and promotions. Link by emailing us at youfirstmgnt also at gmail.com, or call me directly. My number is 904. It's right here on the screen. Right there. 904-806-3037. If y'all want to link up with that. So I'll be glad to consult with you and see what you got going on. But we had a great show. What's up, the Radical One?
Oh man, ain't nothing to it but to do it, man. Y'all got all the deets. Y'all just heard the church announcements, and y'all better make sure y'all following all the directions and just do what you do, man. You first mgnt@gmail.com. She broke up a little bit, so I just want to make sure y'all got the email. Follow the instructions. Don't be out here inboxing, okay? Don't do that. The Most High say everything got to be done with decency and order. We love y'all. For real.
Decency and order. There you go. All right, so we're going to leave out with our guy, Caleb Gordon, man. This young brother is doing some amazing things. Caleb Gordon. Go look this brother up. It's C-A-L-E-B Gordon. Okay? A young guy. In his videos, you can tell how young he is based on the crowd he got around him. But he is dope artist. He's on TikTok, blowing up TikTok. And he's a gospel hip-hop artist. All right. So this is for the young folk, but this is also for us. You know what I'm saying? So I'll go out and support this boy. He's doing some major things. This our brother, man. Y'all, we out. We'll see y'all again next week.
Hey, this at what's on no flow. Hey, this at what's on no flow. Don't know the town, you ain't been to the flow. I'ma take it to the flow. Hey, what's on no flow? Hey, yeah, I'm on the beat. High school, I rode a bus, but now I'm riding GMC. I ain't paid for it, but I prayed and Pops gave me the key. Now I ain't riding a foreign, but I get from A to B. If you could wait, then your blessing coming, just be patient, G. It take time when you plant a seed, going to a tree. Hey, 2019, couldn't even make a beat. Now it's 2020 and I'm dropping hits every week. If you can't play it with the windows down, it ain't come from me. I'm eating, so I don't need you to keep me company. Like, how you feeling? I feel lovely, another day for me. I'm from Florida where you sing glee, then you show your teeth. I'm trying to tell them all about the peace so they don't keep the peace. Nah, homie, you don't need the glizzy, let the spirit speak. Hold on, turn me up some more, I don't think they hearing me. If you ain't G.O.D, then you don't really put no fear in me. They be like, Kayla, how you gon' believe what you can't even see? Well, I mean, you can't see the L, but every day you still gon' breathe. Life ain't all about the millions and the cheddar cheese. My heart was hollow like a fun young until he rescued me. Okay, I don't do the raw or the gossip. Yeah, you my brother, you my sister, only got one enemy. I'm laughing at you all hard, do my jig and victory. I read the word, it's like loading the clip and then I spit the heat. How you ain't never read the script, but still gon' diss it when you speak. Ain't nothing new, I guarantee I'll find a word for everything. Hey, what's Orlando flow? Hey, yeah, I'm